So, 9 days ago, I made a little poll on YouTube. I said, hey, is that Tower Defense Isekai worth watching? And there was a pretty large demand for me to check it out. But overall, all I heard about this show was that either you like it and you're like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Or, nah, it's the same thing we see every goddamn season. And let me tell you something right now. Those people are full of fucking shit. Tower Defense Isekai is not like every other isekai that comes out in a season. There's some similarities to shit, but it is not the same shit. Nor is a good example of how to explain this show, yeah, it's fun. So Daddy has come here with the belt to smack some sense into the goddamn anime community because Tower Defense Isekai is fucking peak. Lifetime's over, motherfuckers. So at the end of the day, I thought before the season started, the concept of a tower defense isekai sounded fun because I can't think of a single time I've seen a tower defense isekai. What does tower defense isekai means? Well, if you're 3 years old and you need me to explain that, it's an isekai where a character goes to another world and essentially he plays it like a tower defense. And I just thought, hey, Balloon's tower defense isekai, that sounds fun as fuck. And it did take a bit. It took up till episode 4 to really get going into the turrets and stuff, but that's actually one of the biggest praises I can give this show. That while, yes, you know, at face value, anytime you see a young isekai protagonist, you do get the little bit of a, is it gonna be one of those isekai? And, you know, surprisingly, no, it hasn't done anything weird. Hell, there's even a very busty Russian-looking MILF-like character who says, you know what? I'm too old. I'm not gonna go down that path, and that's respectful, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, the thing that I like is that the concept of this show, its first episode, this kid's actually fairly loved by his dad up until it's revealed that he has creation magic, which is how he builds all his crazy tower defense shit. So then he gets banished, right? The world just considers it evil. He went from the favorite child to, I never gave birth to you. And you're like, father, you can't give birth to me. He says, shut the fuck up, son. You're going to your own village now. So what he ends up doing is he goes to this place, and this isn't how it looks like to begin with. It's very run down, but this is how he gets it by episode 4, because he's basically just able to spawn shit. And it's so funny because it literally functions like a tower defense video game. You point somewhere on the screen and something immediately gets built. That's how his abilities work. And you might want to say, but how is that threatening? How is that exciting? And it's not really threatening, but it's fucking exciting because it's like playing a video game where you're building a civilization. I look at this map here and I say, oh my god, there's so much potential. Now, personally, for me, I would want to build it vertically, but no goddamn characters ever want to do that. But it's honestly nice. He's got an entire wall. He's got a moat. He's got a lake that he built. By the episode 5, there's mermaid people who decide to spawn in and say, hey, you want to marry my daughter? And he's like, bro, I'm like 6 years old. He's like, okay, wait till you're of age. Just don't hurt us. It's so fun. It's politically super interesting. And yes, it feels like playing a video game. Will it be for everyone? Of course not. But I think one of the most frustrating things about isekai is the hatred boner people have for it and the unfortunate label that everything's the same. If this is the 2010s, that's true. Most of the shit was actually the same. But for the past decade, like mid-2010s onwards, it has been unique. It's almost like people say, oh, but we've had young character isekai lord. Everyone likes him. Okay, so when we watch a battle shonen with strong character, with strong group of friends, does that immediately make everything the same? No. When we watch a sports series where, you know, teamwork or an underdog character rises to be the best player, does that immediately make it the same? Or does that just make it that there's some similarities that are used to get the momentum going, but like most shows, they do find their own footing by the end? You see how stupid that logic is? I'm watching a lot of isekai fantasy stuff right now, and literally none of them are the same. People be like, oh yeah, it's the trash isekai. No, like this is just legitimately good. Is it a 10 out of 10 masterpiece? No. Is episode 5, I think, the weakest out of the batch because it's so stupid that they're playing like water volleyball to decide who's winner? Yeah, but you know what? I think we need a little more lightheartedness in today's climate with how fucked up the world is that apparently everything's run by pedophiles, you know? So let's have a little fun where the young characters are actually treated as young characters that are just building tower defense for us, damn it. Like, this won't be for everyone, and that's totally fine. But when I can watch a world that normally would struggle against armored lizards absolutely annihilate a swarm of them, and when they run out of their signature metal bolts, you can use wooden bolts because our turrets are that strong, I have fun. And to be honest, the 3D ain't half that bad either. It works. And honestly, when I jumped into this, I really thought by episode 2 or 3 we would have already been doing that. I really thought they were going to speedrun, but they actually take their time. And I think one of the things I really like about this, that I also really like about the show Noble Reincarnation, which isn't a straight up Isekai, it's just a reincarnation show, but we're also watching it this season, is that when it comes to like the loyalty of whether it's, you know, people who are supposed to be political marriages because this girl got thrown away by her family because she's considered a failure. Her magic is like doll magic, so you manipulate dolls, but apparently that could probably work on people, so that's considered evil. She's just trying to be tossed away, and, you know, the natural connections that blossom. Or the general people who will look in on shit and be like, oh my god, this man's supplying us with all this stuff. Or the general people who are starving. You actually see how he builds genuine connection because his talents make him just immediately a catch for just anyone. I also like the fact that he's trying to keep it under wraps because if his father figures out that he's prospering here, he'll probably throw him to an even shittier location and he'll have to start over. It's a really fun show. And it also has an insane amount of plot. And this is the thing. Is it wrong to be like, yeah, it's a fun show? No. But could you imagine if every season when I get up here to talk about isekai fantasies or anything, all I say is it's fun? You wouldn't come back to hear my opinion because you're like, you just say that about everything. And I think the average person does struggle with the ability to communicate their feelings on why something's better than just fun, so they land on that. But in order to sell to an isekai hater why something's different, you do got to be like, oh, you know, it's kind of interesting. Is it hard to just say, hey, you usually don't see fantasy shows that function like a tower defense video game, and that structure seems so common sense, but a world like this doesn't consider it because the ability in question is considered taboo. Do you really need me to always sell? Like, I'll do it. I'll make the money and do it. But I'm just like, goddamn, I nearly slept on this because I gotta be real. The trailer for this show was pretty shit and it made the art style look a lot worse than it is. It actually has a really good art style and the backgrounds are phenomenal. But I was like, you know, no one's really talking about it. I hear some people say it's fun. Not only has this become the most popular reaction series on Patreon for me, it's probably one of the shows I'm going to be looking forward to the most. For the love of God, when you're going to recommend me something when there's like 30 possibilities of shit I might cover a season, do not simply say it's fun. I nearly slept on it, so you can bet your ass probably a lot of people are. This show's actually really fucking good. And to the people who are unironically saying it's just another isekai, anyway, so you let me know your thoughts down below. How have you been enjoying Easygoing Territory Defense? What the fuck is this show called anymore? Easy Territory Defense by Optimistic Lord. Fucking hell, I don't know. I call it Tower Defense Isekai. Let me know if you want more videos on YouTube as well. Otherwise, we're going to be covering this one probably every Friday on Patreon. Maybe, hell, maybe we'll try it Fridays on YouTube too. You can let me know. Thoughts down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell. Patreon, full live reactions. Might leave you with a little teaser at the end of this one here. It's a good show, man. I like it. Anyway, I also love to give video shows to my patrons because they do make these videos possible. All right, so today we got Prata, Diz SV, Kevin, Video Games, and more, Mark Jr., Son, and Thomas Gordon. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. You know, have a good one.